Is this thing on? Check, check, check. Is this thing on? Is this microphone attentively being paying attention to? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. And I don't know how we did it, but we got here, and now we are here. All of us, each and every one of us. Bitcoin, 80,600, likely going back down to 70K, says BOOKMAP. BOOKMAP's been spot on. Hasn't really led us astray much in the last few weeks. When it's been saying we're going to hit, we've been hitting. So it is what it is. Looks like we're going to head somewhere down to $70,000. Hey, and now we're kind of right there too. I mean, this has been down here since we've been up here, and it did drag us right back down to liquidity. So you've been watching this show, and if you watch this show, we trade by BOOKMAP 80% of the time, and 80% of the time, BOOKMAP tells us exactly what we should be doing, whether we do it or not. Guys, look, I got a life hack. Look, this is hard to get with my nail. It hurt. I could use my thumb. I get it. But look, you can use this can. And oh my gosh, a can-on-can action. I just life hacked you. Bang, bang, bang. Open a can with a can. You didn't know that. You didn't know that. Oh, that's called a mojito. It's an unalcoholic mojito, which is a funny name for it. A mojito. But it tastes great. It's basically lime and mint. You know what I mean? So let's break down Bitcoin for you as I get a sip here at 80,005. Are we going all the way down to 70K? Only time will tell, but I'll be honest, I'd give it a 70% chance. And so I'd say it's very likely that we are going to go down there. A lot of people want to fight it. A lot of people can't handle it. That means Solana will go to $80, $90. You're going to see a dump. A lot of these coins, and you're going to be able to get these at rock bottom prices yet again. All right. Let's take a look at the 1 minute right now. I mean, you're in a bear flag that's really ready to break to the downside right off the bat. And I see a dump coming there for Bitcoin. You can say, no, it had the higher low and it's digging its way out. I don't think so. I say more downside for BTC from the rejection of the 200 MA. Sayonara Senorita back to 78,000. We'll take out the wick and head super duper low. Let's take a look at what's happening here for Bitcoin. And the weekly candle close. I'm wearing pants on. What if I didn't have pants on? And I was like, oh my God, I don't have pants on, but I do. I got pants on. Sorry. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. We lose some people when we do that. We gain some people. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know how to stop it. I wish I could, but I can't. So let's take a look. I mean, barely any wicks. That's the strangest weekly candle I've ever seen. It was just all dumpage. It stole our soul. Like, there was a bull run until there wasn't. Isn't that crazy? Like, there was a bull run. There was a bull run until last week. Isn't that weird? 1 week changed our lives. Like, and I kept saying to everybody right when we were here, I said, man, this is an M pattern. Don't be surprised if we dump down to 78,000. I said, and then the next week I said, this could go either way. And the next week I said, but then we finally got a green. I said, man, if this can just close green, then the next one could close green one step at a time. I said, but if this closes red, I said, that doesn't look good. I said, I feel like that's the trend line. Then they whipped us and skipped us back up, which made you think, oh, wow, there's no way they could dump us now because we recovered the wick. There's trickery upon trickery there, right? And then eat the whole wick back up. I did say, I remember when we started the weekly, we had this candle right here, and I said, man, I said, that doesn't look good to me. Remember it was last Sunday night. We can go back to the tape, and you can hear me say, I said, man, that's bearish. I said, that looks like we might just come all the way down and take this wick out. I said, because that's opening up a bear candle. Like, look, we never even got back above the weekly high, the weekly close there. That's insane. Right? Look, all the other times, but that was sayonara senorita to the downside. What's crazy was that we were able to play this big pump, right? We made some massive gains in this wick back to the upside. That was really where I capitalized. All right. I didn't short as hard as I longed. There's still shorts in there, but I never short as hard as I long. It's just not how I do. And it's not even that. It was the succession of how I did it. Had the market dumped and I had made most of the money down there, and then we had a pump, I don't like to go heavily back in after I've made massive gains. I mean, I think it's pretty smart. Like, reassess the situation. But you can see, we went over this all week, and we kept talking about this being a symmetrical triangle, and I said these break down 90% of the time. And so if you just shorted these every single time you found one, you would have made so much money no matter what, which is kind of crazy. But, you know, I'm just going over the facts. I'm not saying I did it easily either, but I'm just going over the facts, you know. That's all an individual had to do was short symmetrical triangles, every single one, over and over again. And even like once we had this one, you could say we started to, you know, we had something going on, and then you say and then you could see we broke that. We bearishly retested the trend. Bear flagged. Oh man. It telegraphed the move though. And you can see we're still going down, like 77,000. You can see we got a measured move here. And we're not done yet. You know, we're on our way to the measured move, likely down to $77,000 for Bitcoin. And when the, you know, yeah, it's all there. Anyway, let's take a look at our weekly and break it down. But it is what it is for BTC. And it is what it is. It's exactly what I see here for Bitcoin. We opened at 94,269 and 99 cents. The high was 94,416. The low was 80K even on the week. And the candle would close at 80,734 and 37 cents, down $13,000, 14%. One of the nastiest candles in Bitcoin's history, man. And what's weird was we had the dollar dumping too. So Bitcoin dumped with the dollar, which was kind of like the key idea, right? So the whales are in control of this market, apparently, and they're taking Bitcoin to the downside. The one thing I keep saying is there's some hidden bullish divergence here that's suggesting that they're going to hold this at one point somewhere here, you know, somewhere in this vicinity, there could be a bottom. Maybe even here at 80K, there's a chance, but, you know, and that's the only thing that I'm grabbing onto that's slightly bullish. The only thing about this is you can, you know, you could even, we could come all the way down here like this. We could dump, the weekly could do this. Even right to this point, we would still have hidden bullish divergence. And so we could still come lower. We could even possibly test 72,000. But it is brewing. You do see some type of hidden bullish on the weekly. And at least this candle, you know, could we get a tweezer bottom here and finally get a bottom? There's a chance we could bottom here. I'm open-minded. You pull your Fibonacci from even just this impulse of a wick to the top wick here. And what it does is it gives me a, you know, basically a golden pocket 706 retracement, which is institutional support 706. And I mean, yeah, you know, it could happen. You would draw this line, say some type of falling wedge. Do you break back to the top of the wedge? And is Bitcoin, you know, just making some type of elongated that eventually does break out, but it's just going to take its sweet time. And that could still head somewhere to 136,000 by June. So there's still, you know, still could be that high. At that point, though, again, you know, could that be the high of the cycle? It's going to be cautious. It's tough. Now people don't know what to do. See, before we had a cycle that people, you know, now everyone's going to know where's the top now. You know, it's going to be a lot harder to call the top since no one knows where the bottom is. And I mean, everybody is out of whack in this entire cycle. You know, the key is to trade it correctly. You don't have to know where it's going to go. Like I always tell you, I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say it as much as I can in the stream. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have no clue where Bitcoin's going to go. I do not. You know, I wish I did, but I do not. I do not. Yeah, one can down. Can you believe it? Already went through a can. Crushing cans, bro. Memory college, crushing cans. So anyway, the weekly doesn't look good. Bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. Nastiest weekly candle in a long time. Attempting to take out the bottom liquidation wick. Showing no signs of stopping here at all, in my humble opinion, and suggesting that we're coming further to the downside. Where are we going? Well, when the daily closes a candle below the 200 MA, that's when I would, you have to open a short at that point. Even if you get snapped out on the short, so be it. But there gotta be a short. Gotta be some type of short there for protection. Even if we lose it, like 400 for 1,200 something, I gotta do something there. So I'm gonna open up a protection short right now. Every single time we've been below the 200 MA on the daily time frame, there's been some type of significant dump at one point. If I get stopped out on it, so be it. I'll be so happy that we got back above it. I'll be like, okay, they faked it. But for me, the way I trade, black and white on the 200 MA. So this tells me more downside. You've closed the candle. You've spoken your song. You've told me what you want to do. Just like when you close the candle above here, we were gone. Same type of scenario, right? And it does suggest that then I just start getting realistic about where we could go. I guess, it's only 57, 58K. And again, that's unrealistic, right? It doesn't seem like Bitcoin could go there. Everyone's going to be in denial. But the daily stochastics still want to push to the downside. You're getting you could say, okay, but you're getting a bull div. You're getting some type of bull div here on the daily. I don't know. You'd almost have to skip the middle portion. Still, there's a slight bullish divergence there, even on the daily time frame. That swings up while price action swings down. That is bullish divergence, And you got to see like how deep is that? How deep could it go? You said you get to maybe $68,000. But then could the short take you to 58, 59K? I guess it very well may. So again, you're hoping to get stopped out on this when I make this trade. The point, you know what I'm saying? Like you're hoping to get stopped out on this. This is a hedge. So if Bitcoin tumbles like like it shouldn't. So 57,450. Stop loss would be at like 87,477. And please come stop me out. Like it would be great, right? 300 for a thou. It's not even it's almost not even worth it. You make 1,000 But once we get into here, then I'll start opening up bigger positions and shorting the market too. Maybe I'll add to this at that point. But yeah, I just got to have a coverage hedge short right now. Whenever the daily goes below a 200 MA, I'm going to have a hedge short open. Just the way I'm going to trade. There we go. And I'm on Weeks doing this. This is Weeks, weex.com. So I like to have a bigger trade in the back end just cooking. All right. And that way it's done with, it's over with, and I can kind of move on to other things. Now, I'll be shorting the market too in other ways, shaping, but that won't be my only trade. I'll be using XE and BITUNIX, and I'll be figuring it out. But yeah, right now that will cover me. Now, if we close the candle back above the 200 MA, I can always cut it off and not even hit my stop. Maybe when we're right there. If a daily candle closes above, I'll get out. And if I see other bullet, and I might only have to lose a few $100 instead. So, but there's a head short in place. Some people might be even more cutthroat. But like, I honestly, shoulder, head, shoulder, I've seen this right there, and that's a head and shoulder. And I don't know why, but that tells me Bitcoin's going somewhere to $59,000, $60,000. You know what I mean? So, again, Sammy the Bear all of a sudden, right? I went to a grill place to talk to someone today, and the guy happened to be in crypto, and he was like, "Man, there's no way it's going to 65,000." He's like, "It's going to hover around 80K." And I was like, retail thinking things. But we never know. You never know. We go all the way down to $70,000, though. It looks very likely. The indicator BOOKMAP, it all says 70K is coming. They've spoofed before, and we've turned around and absolutely ripped, and the whole market could just go, am I selling BTC? No, not a penny. So I'll be on for the ride if we turn back around. I'm in for a 10-year hold, so let's go. Man, that stuff is good. Too good. Too good. You know what that means. So Bitcoin already dumping from the entry slightly here, and we're going to break it down on a smaller scale. But so I am bearish Sammy the Bear. They call me Sammy the Bull. Now I am Sammy the Bear, the bearish kid that ever lived. You won't find a more bearish guy than me. I am Bear City. And tomorrow I'll be a bull and you'll laugh at me. But all that will matter is I will make gains. Amen. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate everybody for being a part of this live stream and making it awesome. I got bit by a bug today right here and it's blown up. I don't know what happened or when. I had bags in my hand and I never saw it happen. Next thing you know, it was a little itchy in the car and then boom, my whole hand swelled up. Yeah, look at the size of that swelling, man. That thing is like double the size of my other arm. Anyway, like this is all tight. You know, I got, you know, this thing is like blown up. Hurts really bad too. Anyway, who cares, right? It's just a bug bite, but man. Looks like it must have been the ants, that you know, those ants, but I never saw the ant. Where the heck was he? All right. My hand was itching earlier, man. Your right hand too, right? Weird, bro. Spider, man. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a spider bite real quick. It's weird. I was at the farmer's market. My wife said, please get bread. I had big bags of bread in my hand. I got so much bread, it's ridiculous. I always overdo it. Like if I'm the husband, you tell me to go get bread, I'll spend like $60 and get like 12 loaves of all different types of bread. But you can freeze bread, and I had people coming over. You know what I mean? Yeah. The night before Mazda moves, Sammy will get you. My wife wants to hear you do the Mark Wahlberg, bro. You guys are crazy, man. Babe, I took care of it. It doesn't matter. I'm a cop. I played a fireman. It doesn't matter, babe. I can do it, okay? I played Dirk Diggler. I'm a peacock. Let me fly, babe. You're going to turn into Spider-Man. Hey, watch it over here, kid. Don't do that over here. Stas, I'm going to get a Corvette just for you, okay? I promise. You can fly here and we'll drive around in it. All right? I got to do it now. I said I was going to do it over here. I got to get a Corvette. I'm not going to tell you when. It might be a year. It might be 6 months. I don't know, but it's got to be a vet over here. So, yeah, the daily below the 200 is a bearish sign, and I see more downside for the next daily candle. Bitcoin collapsing. I also showed you how there's more downside just for the actual measured move of the symmetrical triangle. We also said symmetrical triangles break down 90% of the time. I must have said it 100 times in the channel. Target is 74,000 to take out the liquidation wick there and to liquidate more people and more absolute just melee. It looks like blood will be in the streets. Again, another thing that I just showed everybody that I haven't seen anybody show is this, to me, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I've seen these things play out just as such with a monster measured move somewhere down to about 53K. I don't know why, but it seems like a black swanito is coming for crypto, and I'd rather have you prepared and ready. And I can't tell you that's guaranteed to happen, but I'll be honest, the odds are pretty high at this point. You know, if we were the other way around, an inverted head and shoulder, okay, and we were breaking above the 200 MA, I would say we're going to pump pretty heavily, and there was a gap in the VRVP and we were going to liquidity. I mean, I would say at least 60K is coming for BTC. So, I don't know, you tell me, but it doesn't look good for Bitcoin, you know, for the bulls right now. There looks like shorts are in order to make some gains. All right. Just another day reminds me I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Fear and greed index, extreme fear back to 20. And the lower this goes, the worse it's going to get. And it looks like we're going to head to even deeper fear. The fact that we went to 10 though, usually you don't visit 10. So like, are we going to, is this just a scare? Are they attempting to make it look as bad as it could be? man, nobody knows for sure, but I got to tell you, the odds are pretty good that this is going to continue lower to the downside. Do you have bullish divvy on daily? The daily does have bullish divergence. See that? Liquidation event there with the bounce. And look, the RSI, that's the lowest the RSI went. You know, since August 3rd, July 4th, and then August 20th there. Oh, no, sorry. August 6th, July 4th, and then August 20th the year prior. So, like, this is very low points for the RSI for BTC. Now, it did lose the 200 MA earlier here in this rally, and it hung out below it for a while. And it felt like we were going to see some bearishness, but we eventually would recover. So, are we just going to kind of play this game? And does Bitcoin find a bottom somewhere between 75 and 80K? I'm open-minded. But right now, I just gave you the bearish scenario, which is what I see happening, which is the most likely scenario. If you also got into the short, you'd already be in the money, right? So let's take a look at the 12-hour, 22, both rolling over. Adam and Eve right there. Look, Adam and Eve right there on the RSI. Dumpage. And as I showed you, it says to me there is more downside coming for Bitcoin. Your last chance is like a double bottom. I felt like you've already taken out the low, which you did right there, right? 8-hour bearish. RSI has room to go. Stokes just crossed the line. The 4-hour can hang out down here in Dump City. So there's more downside. We saw this bear. We gave you the bear flag yesterday at 11 in the morning in my trading group. That continues to dump. Beautiful, beautiful entry. You could do what you want with that entry. You know, the target for me was about there. Hit the target, but that was boom, right? And you'd say, no, Sam, no, you didn't. And I'd say, but I did though. But I did though. And we have proof, unedited proof. Because once you edit one of these, it'll say edited next to it, right? But there, Bitcoin bear flag on the 1 hour. Stokes are pointing down, suggesting Bitcoin's going to 82,194. Back when we were up there at 86,000. And the stop above the 200 MA. And that's exactly what happened. Bitcoin would continue to dump further to the downside. And it would turn into a pretty nasty, nasty day. So Jupe at its price started where it launched. I know, right? So crazy, man. CPI inflation report comes in to save the day on Wednesday and blow us out, the short sellers. I don't know, man. Anything could happen. But let's get ready for the week ahead. Get your stickies out on your desk and get ready to put them on your monitor. I think it's just the best bet. Even though we have all this digital stuff, alarms will go off. You'll still miss it somehow, some way. It's happened to me. But the sticky is a great way for me just to see exactly what's happening. But we got a lot coming our way this week. And we're going to take a look at the calendar for you. So Monday, you know, regular sauce. Tuesday, no non-farm. Everything kind of the way it was. But by Thursday, we are going to have core PPI. All right. Wednesday first, we're going to have core CPI month over month, CPI month over month, and CPI year over year. That's going to be forecasted at 2.9. Previous was 3%. We'd like this to be going up. We want the cost of goods to be going up. We want this to go to 3.1, and we want to push pressure on rate hikes. So we want these numbers to be going up. Same thing here, core PPI and unemployment claims. We want all of these to be going up. We want there to be a shrinking in the economy, a recession, right? That way they have to cut the rate to get things going, which will be good for risk on assets, which will put us back in somewhat of a bull run here for stocks and regular markets. All right. So this big news comes in Wednesday and Thursday at 8:30 Eastern time. Remember to set your clocks differently if you're in another place in the world. I'm now at 8 p.m. You notice my time has changed where I go live, right? Anybody notice that I'm live at a different time, right? Anybody here see that I'm live at a different time compared to your time? See, the people in America probably didn't bat an eyelash because we put our clocks ahead last night. And now I actually get to put the show when Bitcoin closes the weekly candle. You see, I can't change the show, so I keep the show at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But the show really, maybe I should just keep it on Bitcoin time and always only do it when Bitcoin closes. because that way I wouldn't have changed the show at all, right? But what it does is it puts the show back to 7, and I'm already with my family on the weekends, and we go places, and like the fact that I get the show at 8, it's enough to get everybody home. But if I had a show at 7, we'd have to leave places even earlier, and so I don't want to put that burden on my family. And 8 p.m. worked, so I kept it at 8 p.m. That was the true reason, really, so I could spend more time with my kids at the beach or wherever we were, whatever restaurant, and not stress them that much. Because if the show got moved to 8 to 7 p.m., it definitely would have that extra hour. Yeah. Let's please keep the language clean in here, folks. Wow. I didn't know it was like that. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. Yeah. Someone said, are we buying the dip? I would not be buying the dip. I bought the dip on the last dip right there. And I didn't go as heavy as I usually do. 20K in general, like, you know, in maybe 20, 25K in all the different buys that I bought on the dippage. But I mean, we might take out, it looks like to me, we're going to take out these lows. I would watch just like we're pumping. You know, when we're pumping and we're in an awesome uptrend, just trade this the same way. We're going to make a flag. The flag will meet the 21, and then we'll likely continue this dump further to the downside. And so we can see the daily is bearish because we're below the 200 MA now. Just like we're bullish when we're above it, we're going to trade it the same way. And so look for this price action to come, go sideways, touch that, and then continue the dumpage somewhere down to $72,000 for Bitcoin. So that's the next target that I would be looking at. That's the next trade I would be setting up. And so I'll likely set up this trade too and get ready to scalp this puppy in about 8 hours tomorrow morning. It looks like their short will continue to the downside. And I could be wrong. Maybe we do, we dump earlier. You never know. I'm not saying I know exactly what's going to happen. All right. $100K by the end of March. Bear flag season. It's exactly what he just said. See what he just said? It's bear flag season until it's not, just like it's bull flag season until it's not. And that's why my strategy works so well, because it's just time to switch. It's time to do the same thing we always do. Just switch it upside down. The same thing we've been doing for weeks in an uptrend is the same thing we do in a downtrend. It is what it is. All right, so we got this, everybody. No stress. There's money to be made. Let's hope it flips all the way to the upside, rips me out, gets back above these moving averages. Hey, if we can get above this looks like a double bottom right here. So you got a double bottom now on the 1 minute time frame. That's a beautiful double bottom. Boom. Get above the 200 MA. Make a flag, and then, so if you break above this, then you make a flag, and then 21 comes up. Now you got yourself a possible bottom. And we may be bouncing, and that would be, this is where I would long here. So I have a system that tells me what to do. It doesn't tell me what's going to happen. It tells me what to do. Right? I don't need to know, but that would show me a big move. So what you're looking for is a break above this yellow line, which is the 200 MA. You're looking for price to gap away from the white line, which is the 21-day moving average, this white line here. And then once that happens, it'll start to meander back to the 21, and you want to see that it makes a continuation pattern when it does that. Stokes will reset. Stochastics RSI will reset down back here in curve. You'll have curving Stokes, a tight flag with the 21 coming, and you'll be above the 200 MA, and boom, that'll be, a preparation for a move back to $83,000, $84,000 BTC. Looks like it's about to happen right now. They may go to wreck these shorts. So remember, I have that head short that I would love to lose. That accounts up $2,500. If it loses, the $300-400, so be it. But it's there in case the price actually continues to dump, which it looks like it will. And then you can be super risky on the small time frames, and I showed you the model that I just showed you, or we just let the 1 hour play out. You never know. Maybe it V-shaped recoveries all the way back to the upside. It does have some signs of a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder that could break us back to the upside too as well. Some gaps in the VRVP. Maybe 80K is the bottom. All right. CME gap at 86,400, somebody says. Let's take a look at Bitcoin USD here. and you say CME gap on the CME futures. Look at the size of the gap, man. Yeah, there's a gap right down there, 81, 86,000. I mean, basically are about to fill the gap again or make a double gap, you know. That is not a bull flag. No. It's a bull flag to the upside. To the downside, you mean? Yeah. But hey, I like what I'm seeing. Possible double bottom on the 1 minute time frame for BTC. It's really the double bottom that I'm interested in. No pun intended. But that's, I mean, look at that. That looks beautiful. And that has a measured move. If you take the length of this to here and suggest we could bounce back up to 82,600. You know, maybe it's not all doom and gloom. It just, I'll be honest, my system tells me when you're below that daily 200 to be careful, man. It says that we are in for some nasty, nasty weather. Now, if we avoid it, so be it. We get back above the daily, then I'll play like He-Man again, and I'll be like, let's go. It's really all about what's happening on that 200 MA on the daily time frame. Right? For me, that's what it's all about. So everybody, I wrote a book when I was a kid, Little Mr. Virtuoso. I was going to read it to you. Little Mr. Virtuoso peeked his eyes out from his covers and thought, what a wonderful day. I'm just, but seriously, fun little book for the kids. I think I'm going to eventually actually publish it. But yeah, I wrote it and illustrated this little book for the kids called Little Mr. Virtuoso. He does all sorts of things. He looks out into the night sky. He studies the stars. He takes a bath. He plays hockey. He plays instruments with his favorite friend at the local train station. And they jam for money. He plays the clarinet, he skateboards, he plays hockey. Little Mr. Virtuoso, all right? In stores near you one day. Shout out to everybody here. So can we get this move to the upside? I like what I'm seeing. I may actually shut the short down, man. Maybe there's a bottoming out here. You never know. Look at that. Back above the 200 MA, a double bottom. Signs of a massive move to the upside, squeezing the shorts. The other one is just a hedge on the bigger time frame. So this, you know, but hey, when the 1 minute gets above like that, frisky business, there's a chance it could continue to pump. Now you're looking to go to the 5 minute 200 MA, you see? Which could happen. It's a double bottom. Look at it. It's a very nice double bottom on the 5 minute time frame as well. Signs of hope for the bulls. Can we plug the hole here and stop the pain for Bitcoin? Charts are turning green. Sign me a book copy, you funny man. Now, if we all buy as throughout the same time for days, we could make our own amount. I know that's what I used to say, but it never happens like that. And I always buy. No one else buys with me, and then it just, you know, and they all gonna laugh at you, you know. And I'm like, guys, but I got it, but it never, you know. My alarms are going off over here. So back above the 200 MA here on the 1 minute. Can we get the bounce? But away from that 21-day moving average, I'd keep the short on. I don't want to get you guys in. Honestly, I would watch the 1 hour time frame, not to get too caught up with the smaller time frame. I don't know, though. We might get, as I say that, you got to kind of, you do have to watch this double bottom here. It could start to plow. Yes, I'd keep an eye out on the one in the 5 minute time frame, see what they do. If they get rejected and start to just kind of meander, then you know the 1 hour is going sideways again. But signs of life here, a bit of a pump. It's a double bottom. It is what it is on the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame for Bitcoin. Also getting above the 200 MA is a key sign of a reversal for me, and that's what I see happening right now. So maybe, just maybe, that could continue to pump. I mean, look at that. I'm going to cut my short off, honestly. Down $91 right now. Yeah. Just leave it there. Because I didn't expect this to happen that fast. And again, it's a chance we just reverse and go right back down in the short. But it wasn't a huge short anyway. So. Remember, there's still a lot of people that want in. So now what I would do is I would trap Bitcoin inside of a bit of a flag here. And see if that 21-day moving average can cross the 200 MA. If it does, that's my signal. So now we're going to look for the 21 to cross the 200 for Bitcoin to go sideways. And then the length of the pole would be this pump to the upside here for BTC. We'll get you somewhere to about 82.4. Not amazing, but at least get you out. Shout out to St. John's. Big win against Marquette in overtime yesterday. It was unbelievable. Absolutely insanity for St. John's. You got to love it. Man, we got to actually watch this 30-second chart. Things are getting a bit out of control here on the short squeeze. And I just want to show I did cut off that short, right? And my first loss ever in this account in like a month or something, right? 91 there. Oh no, 400 right there, 200. But I was like boom, 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 boom. Then took some hits there, but still up from $4,000 at 65.83. So, but my first short loss is what I want to say there. I rarely short. Look, that might bounce. Could put in a daily bottom there. And ever could make you were scared. No, you were scared. And we could be bull run back on. You never know, man. I'll be here hanging out. I'm not going to tell you it didn't make me sick inside. You know. Why you buy Solana here? Just some people had the guts to buy more Sol down here. I bought lower, so I'm still just want that thing to bounce, right? Exchanges bet against you, man. Wake up. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Is that a bullish div on the daily? Tomorrow we'll be right back at the lows. I would keep that short open. It's very possible. I agree with you. Because you're below the 200 MA. I mean, whenever you're below the 200 MA in the daily, you're going to go lower. I just like confirmation in the smaller time frames that, you know, because I've seen massive pumps out of this too, so it makes me cautious. And if I'm gonna hit the short, I have some time because it looks like the 1 hour should make a bear flag. And it'll give me like 6 to 7 hours of consolidation. You never have to feel hasty, right? So we'll wait. It just doesn't make sense with the amount of bullish events. Yeah, but you can't think like that. You just gotta look at the charts, man. If you start trying to make sense of things and you miss the charts, I've learned this in my life. And this is the key to my channel. Like, this is the one thing people should understand about everything else is that they're going to make us think things that aren't true and take us away from the charts, but the charts will never lie. Sam, can we look at ONDO and its support levels? Let's go, Michael Buffer. It's time. Can Ethereum go lower than 2,000? Anything could happen. Yep. Is that a bullish div on the daily? It is, actually. Thank you for saying that. And we actually pointed that out already as well. So we want to see this make a bull flag above the 200 with the 21 coming into action. If that can happen, we have ourselves a possible move. Let's take a look at ONDO and levels to watch for ONDO. I mean, this is either your bottom or it's not. If this isn't your bottom, you're going to drop right down here to about 74 and then possibly down to 57 cents. And not the worst for ONDO. It's actually pretty strong considering that's where we started buying into. So you want to see if it can bounce from this key level, inverted head and shoulder. But I mean, we keep saying hanging on by a thread and just everything. Look, even Render about to lose 3. If Render loses 3, it's dropping further down too as well. So the whole market looking quite implosive. in my humble opinion. Specifically, altcoins look nasty. And the whole buy the dip, I don't know. There's like 2 coins, SUI and ONDO, the only things I would even consider, which I did buy the dip on. But even then, it's like high risk buying the dippy. So we're looking for this to make a flag, stay above the 200, and we want that 21 to cross price action. If it can, we're going to liquidate some shorts here. But BOOKMAP don't lie. I mean, it's still got all the liquidity down to $70,000. But who knows? Maybe it's spoof. I've seen spoofed orders before. It wouldn't be the first time. So you got to always be on your toes. You got to remember that anything is humanly possible in this game because we're in this universe of infinite time and space. And you're playing with math here. Let's go, baby. Let's get a move on out of here to the upside for Bitcoin. And again, even if this did pump, Sunday night, not my favorite night to trade at all. So besides, like, you know, like the head short was a head short, but I'll be honest, I've cut off head shorts when we've crossed the 200 man the 1 minute before, and it's played out. So we'll see what happens. I expected us to kind of hang out lower and start up further of a dump there, but surprised that we bounced when we did for BTC. Okay, can Ethereum go lower? Yes, it can, for sure. Everyone thinks things can't go lower. I don't know where that comes from, that mentality. It can always go lower. That's the one thing I used to say on this channel all the time in the bears markets. Yeah. Best show on the internet. Thank you. Took a nibble of Link this week anyway. Yep. Link's so full of scavengers of the crypto market, they're useless. Sammy, good to hear your voice of reason to keep us in check. Could you please have a look at SUI and tell us next? Lower support. I'm hoping to double bottoms here. Thank you. Sammy, you say look at the charts, but they get manipulated. News it being adoption is very good. The perpetual game looks rigged now. See, to you, they look manipulated, but they're going to show you what's likely going to happen. Like, look, Bitcoin was in a double top on the weekly, and it said that we were going to dump to where we are now, right? A nice little pump of the weekly. Could the weekly actually get a bottom here? But see, that's a double top, and it suggested we would dump, and we did, you know. So, like, I don't know, the TA suggested exactly, and everyone else thought we were bullish. So to me, the technical analysis does play out. You got to stick with it over time. You got to be more consistent than you thought about. See, that's the thing. To really get the most out of TA, you have to be more consistent than most people can even dream about. I know, it's like, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to hype you up so you can actually become that consistent, because only the way you can get it is if someone's going to push you. You need a mentor to almost make you feel like you can't, so you can. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be so real that it drives it home. Look, that's a beautiful, that's my model right there for a pump to the upside for Bitcoin. Flagging above the 200 MA with the 21 curving. I like to see the 21 touch, but it doesn't have to. Usually it does, though. But 90% of the time, 80%. Other 20%, it just gets pretty close, right? Do you see that banks get old stable coins now and custody crypto? It's a big deal. Yeah, we think that's really good. Bullish retest at the gap around 72K. Exactly. Can we look at Solana, please? Solana looks absolutely horrible and kind of like a complex head and shoulder. But monkey see, monkey do. If Bitcoin can get somewhat of a bounce, Solana would also. Man, Solana is attempting to hug 127. The way I looked at Solana was in a complex head and shoulder here on like the 8-hour time frame. Shoulder, 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 head, shoulder, shoulder, and looks like it could go lower. And that target would take you to 90,000 because that would be the neckline to the head right here. You see this? And that suggests if you took it to the neckline that, you know, we would go somewhere down in about 90K. So yeah, Solana, I mean, look at it. That's a head and shoulder pattern. If anything, it's a descending triangle. These mainly break to the downside, the length of the base, right? So that looks like you're going lower, and you've already, 88,000 for Bitcoin. So yeah, it definitely looks like something is brewing here for Solana. And again, is it just a double bottom, like last minute resort, and this is it? You're going to get a huge bounce here? Is there some type of weekly support? I mean, right there you bounced. it says that you may drop even to 112. Wow, though. Like, and we had a run. I mean, right? 100 to 300. It did a triple up. Halfway through that rally, we rallied up. So, I don't know. Bitcoin getting a bit of a bounce, though, breathing some life back into the market. And monkey see, monkey do. Solana will follow that same kind of double bottom idea here. See? What you really need to see is Sol at least just take out 129, 130 here and get a bounce. Then you know it can head back at least to 135, 140, and we can go from there. If it gets rejected anywhere along this road, it's just bear flagging, and it's going to break somewhere back down to 116. And then even lower down to that 80, 90 level. So it looks pretty bullish. Not, right? If it gets back above this key level, then that's the only sign I'd be looking, you know, right now it looks more bearish than bullish. So we got the rippage here, right, for BTC. The flag did rip to the upside as suggested it would, right? Because you flagged above the 200 MA. Boom. Sustainable, who knows, but at least you double bottomed here. That's a key level. Look, you did a massive double bottom, and it's saying you're going to the target at 82.4. And at that point, we can go from there. Can you please check Kadena? Last chance to sell your alts after the bounce. Do not hold these coins to the bottom. Shout out to Bill Brown. So that's the thing. You have half the camp of people that I hear saying, I'm buying more. These are the lows. You know, you never get these prices again. And the other half of the camp saying, you know, get out while you can. Use these bounces as exit liquidity. And someone's going to be right and someone's going to be wrong, right? BOOKMAP suggests that you should be selling right now as soon as humanly possible and getting out of these prices. But again, I've seen that. I've seen BOOKMAP have data down there, and then I've seen it dry up. It's not always 100% because those are people that have liquidations there. Maybe they pull off their positions and decide it's just not worth it anymore. They could be in profit already too. You never know what's going on here. So there's definitely a lot more liquidity further to the downside, suggesting we go all the way to 70K. But hey, right now we're getting a little bit of a pump out the flag as suggested for BTC. And a good thing I cut off that short, right? It would have been way worse. But I knew as we approached that 200 MA to get out, and thank gosh I did. It's the system that I teach to trade this long. So can you check Doge? I went in on a long. Let's take a look at Doge from Julian Arizabal. DOGE. Whoever would have thought, right? Doge would end up being what it is today. The Department of Government Efficiency. It's just insane. I mean, everything's doing what Bitcoin just did. So the double bottom. A bit of an Adam and Eve. Right? And so that says Doge is going to pump 68% of the time, the measured move, at least to right there to 18 cents. So it looks like there's some bullishness coming here for Doge too. And then can it crack the 200 MA there? Right. Send it past that 200 MA, send it past this resistance for Doji. All depends on what Bitcoin's doing though. You can see it's clearly following Bitcoin in a nutshell. And then Bitcoin's got some bearish divvy there as it got overbought, but didn't really have much room to grow. Three white soldiers there for the 1 hour time frame though. So is that sustainable? I mean, it's got the vibes for a possible shoulder ahead or right shoulder with a breakout, right? But that's what has to happen. Like, other than that, you're going to make some type of bear flag and continue lower. And that measured move sends you to about 76,000 and you do take out the wick. But it's not, you know, it hasn't happened yet. Right now, we could still hold that high above the liquidations at 78K. So there's a chance. There is a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Everything's all right. Perfect music for this time, right? So let's take a look at JAYSMY. It got beat to the ground like everything. Wow, it got beat. So sad. We're talking September and October of 2024. Back down to those key levels. Didn't even want to respect any levels. Wow, JAYSMY in the dump easies. We got that high at 6 cents, and that was it on December 6th. JAYSMY could get all the way back to 6 cents at one point, but man, it's lost such key levels. Do we even look at Caspa at 6 cents? Like, if this is either the bottom or the beginning of the biggest dump in history. It's attempting to do that same double bottom Bitcoin's doing. It's attempting to find a daily bottom here and reverse. Wow. But I mean, you could see it. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look at that. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it dumped. Says it could go even lower possibly too, which is crazy if you think about it. And then rising wedges break down 68% of the time. It made a rising wedge. There's some bearish div. The 200 and the 21 are far apart, and we started to collapse. And honestly, Caspa just looked worse and worse each time, man. But I have faith we were going to have this like bull run and things would turn around. But we, you know, again, whenever you lose the daily 200 MA, it's usually when I check out. Like Solana's here right now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Funny, Solana's here though. It has the same kind of head and shoulder pattern that eventually broke up. Look. Solana's like right there. Caspa looks absolutely horrid. It says that 5 cents is the next target for Caspa. Maybe even possibly 3 cents. And, you know, it is what it is. Look, rounded tops do not pay the bills. Like, you'll hear me say this a lot. Like, I do not like a rounded top. That is Bear City. All right. Crypto is dead. It's either a macro dip or crypto is finished and never rises again. Or certain coins are finished and never rises again. But there'll be new narratives that will be attached to some new tech. But this tech is over. You know what I mean? You know. I feel it's definitely manipulation more than ever. Indicators 50-50 and I see lower. But at the same time, less sell pressure wearing out. Yeah. Hey Sam, B3 IPA3 kind of disconnected for Bitcoin. I don't know. AAVE? I don't think so. You know, everything is beat down now. Everything has been making lower highs the whole way down. You could even look at AAVE BTC if you want to see the real deal. And you see Bitcoin's been beating up on AAVE ever since December. So, yeah. Market's going to dump tomorrow. Just hold it. Don't buy right now. I agree. I see lower lows coming for Bitcoin right now. The bulls are in control. So you have to assume that price action is going to go lower than it is because the bulls are in control. It'd be a nice little move against Bitcoin if AAVE got the rippage here to the upside. Mealy first Dogecoin on say. I'm all set though. We appreciate you though. I hope you do well with it. Oh yeah. Exactly. Austin Orr, shout out to you. Been watching the channel for a long time. Shout out to Austin Orr. God bless you, Austin. Thank you. Plume is holding. Really? Plume, baby, Plume. The Plume Network. You don't say. You're right, man. Plume is staying sideways, getting nice leverage here. So if anything's hot, Plume looks hot to me. Dude, that makes me want to go all in on Plume right now. And again, maybe it dumps. I've seen it, but it's so strong compared to the rest of the market. So God bless you. Whoever said that, you may have saved the night. There could be some gains in altcoins. Imagine playing this and then we're up 70% tomorrow. It's like Plume, baby, Plume. I mean, it looks like it's making a bit of an Adam and Eve there. Almost an inverted head and shoulder with multiple right shoulders. I mean, Plume's got that sauciness to it. And it's been sideways looking interesting. So Plume's still on the radar for sure. Signs of strength against Bitcoin. Plume on MEXC too. So it might be the trade of the week. We'll see what happens to Plume. So strong despite the Bitcoin dip. Add it to one of your watch lists, you know. So you can track the coin, you know what you're looking at. Plume. You know, people were saying they like Tau too. There was someone trying to get Tau crazy just recently. It came across my radar. BitTensor. Tau. Tau, baby, Tau. I mean, Tau lost the trend line as far as, because if you make this lower, it's overwrap. Unless you could make it like a very long, elongated one and you've tapped it a few times, which is possible. See if you can break on out. Not really any strong bullish divvy either, though. So it's got to have strong bullish divergence for me to really want to bite. News all good. Crypto got everything they wanted. Why is charting the way to look at things? Hang on everywhere to Crypto Summit. Don't smart it. It was a Crypto Summit at the White House. Amen. Amen, right? Bullish news in general for the biggest. Yeah, exactly. Maybe one left bounce in March, somebody says. I mean, if that daily can't get back above the 200 MA, expect more downside. All right. And like we are just, you know, I'm looking for this to bear flag to the downside. I can add to a bigger short further on, you know. So I'm more bearish than bullish for Bitcoin for sure. I would definitely project your bear flag and be ready to short the market. Once the flag gets very tight, start entering or DCAing into positions is what I'll be doing. And then getting ready for the dump somewhere down to about $72,000 to $70,000 for Bitcoin. I mean, it looks like the most likely scenario. Tomorrow going to be a beautiful buy day and eating that 72K level. Yeah. Same halving, same mining pool. Yeah, exactly. Now, I think I don't know about the same halving. I don't know if that's true. That can't be true. It's two different coins, right? Same premise for halving, maybe you want to say, which I agree with. Definitely for sure. Remember when Litecoin was bullish like a week ago? What was going on with that? The rest of the market was flat, Litecoin ripping. It didn't do much though. Like there was a chance that it was going to break out of that, right? Rising wedge. It was getting so tight compared to the rest of the market. Look at that. It was looking really good. Nope. Sayonara. But you know, if it bounces quickly, I'm open-minded. Get it back inside the pattern. If it could bounce back inside the pattern, we can go, baby, go. Get back inside there, get tight, and break out to the upside. Just waiting for Q3, Q4. Pump at this point. Lots more pain ahead. Yeah, and it's like, you know, save your capital for better times to trade. I always talk about that. It's all about saving our capital for better times or to shorting into gain and using that to our advantage, right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, right? But I like to save my, I like to save my capital for better times when there's better volume in the market, and the market is showing better signs of reversals to the upside. So we just tapped a high of at 81.8, and only to get basically lose every single bit of it and kind of roll over here after that double bouton. So might have been just a short entry, honestly. You can see that can look almost kind of more like a bear flag too. And even how this looks like a head and shoulder pattern that wants to dump on you. Like you can just, there's just a collection of bearishness in the air. And again, I don't like doing that. I'd rather tell you it's all bullishness, but I'm just being honest. What I do like here is the daily candle is attempting to put in the bottom. That's okay. Let's see. Let's just see how that closes. You know, that's like the smart thing to do is not even trade, just to see how that daily candle closes. Once that daily candle closes, we'll get some confirmation. You know, if you must trade, like we discussed earlier, it's you got to get back above that 200 MA. And look, now the 1 minute is toying on that. So, like, that's got to be your bounce right there. Many times I like to buy there and I catch a nice bounce. So that would be an OG, that would be a Sammy OG buy right now. If you buy the bounce off the 200 MA, you're an OG for sure. Like that will, and again, many times that will bounce. Back up to 82.8. Low stochastics, everything looking good for a pump here. Bouncing off that 200 day, the 201 minute moving average. The 201 minute moving average. The 201 minute moving average. Of course. Never, yeah, exactly. We'll be careful, Kings. Hey, there were bullish news coming this week for the crypto. I remember Senator Loomis said, ENA Bitcoin looks to be breaking out. Interesting. ENA BTC. Maybe they're both flat and it's starting to get some like a love against Bitcoin. Yeah, a little pump there on the right side, but it's got very sketchy candles. I just bought the bounce on spot, a whole $20. Hey man, don't laugh at yourself. There's millions of people that wouldn't even buy that. And you're probably going to add more, so you're doing great. Just always be proud of every little thing you do. Wait, that didn't sound right. No, but always be proud of everything that you're able to accomplish. Big or small, it'll lead to more. And you can do a lot of things a lot of other people can't, regardless of what you realize. So you're gifted. Bless you all. All right. Express elevator straight to Seoul. I'm looking to buy, but Sammy making me nervous. Could be lower prices, man. But that's why you DCA. You just start taking nibbles. All right. When there's heavy fear, you got to take a nibble. All right. When there's heavy fear, you take a nibble. That's all I got to tell you. Like, let's go back to the spot market there. And so, yeah, just, you know, a little. And again, I don't nibble anything but BTC. All right. And again, it does look like we could be going lower. We could see 50, 60K. We could, you know. So, but, you know, and that's why you don't buy the farm. But you just slowly engage in smaller, you know, little by little. It's like 1,300. And we just grab some more BTC there at these low, wherever it's a low price, you know. Look, 87,000, 95, 80K, right? And you just keep buying the lows, man. I bought other places and other exchanges too, so not just there. Bitcoin right now on the 1 minute hold, attempting to hold that 200 MA. If it can't, it's the beginning of possibly more downside, dumpage, sideways price action for Bitcoin. Take a look at the USD here again. Shout out to Heavy Footer. Just wanted to say thanks. God bless you and your family and everyone watching. God bless Heavy Footer. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. You didn't have to give, but you did. May God bless you. That will come back to you tenfold, man. The karmatic energy from that super chat. I'm telling you right now, it's a real thing. I mean, you put real money into the world. And then whenever you put money into the world, especially for somebody else, like you're putting it for me, like you're giving me, I just find that fascinating. But may God bless you, and thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the whole synchronicity of it all. It's such a blessing. So yeah, we got some bull div on the daily, and that suggests that we could be getting a bounce, right? So you're telling me there's a chance, and maybe there's a bottom here for Bitcoin, a silver lining somewhere. We don't have to get past this key level. It's all about how the daily candle closes, so that's kind of what I would be looking at. And don't feel like you have to be forced to trade. You know, wait for there's more liquidity. Wait, like Monday night, my favorite night to trade. Tuesday night, we will have that CPI and all that fun stuff coming out. But Monday night and Tuesday look like they'll be pretty fun to trade, and they'll be open. So we'll see. Those are going to be when I go the heaviest, or I look for opportunity. I like to wake up in gains. All right. Exactly. Please like the video, please, to get us all the way. I think we have 1,000 people here on the stream, 2,000 people here on the stream, 526 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. So we got some daily bull div here for the bounce on Bitcoin. It could be a very gutsy call to long the daily right here for BTC. That lets you know you've got cojones of steel for sure. The 6 hour, even the 4 hour, they're all suggesting that Bitcoin is going to move possibly off the bounce. No guarantees, but it's looking a little more bullish than bearish now. We held the 200 MA. Looks like we're going to possibly bounce off of it one more time here. My name's Simon, and I like to do drawings. That would be a major launch move off the 200 to the upside here for Bitcoin. Something that I like to trade, actually, some would say you're buying the breakout, but you're technically just using the 200 as support there. That's long 82732. But I'm likely not going to trade this on Sunday night. It's just not my thing. You're likely to get picked apart on Sunday night. Just the way it works. Even if you get the right direction, they'll come get you first and then go, just lower liquidity. But we're seeing if this can bounce off the 200 MA. I'll take it just because it's a known strategy of mine, and we have seen some volatility tonight. You want to see this bounce, boom, 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 boom. Then we want to get above the smooth moving average. Then we'll flip. We'll move the stop loss to break even, and we'll continue to take names and kickball. That's what should be happening right now. Phase one, boom, 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 go, baby, go. And let the new people watching me, and again, if I lose the trade, don't call me a loser. If I win the trade, don't call me a genius. It's just one trade in the data set of my life. You got to come back and watch many, many trades to kind of really get the full picture. Be in the trading group, see all the different trades that I make, all the ups and downs, all the wins, all the losses, and kind of how we made it through each time. Very gutsy call here, right? Likely it's going to, everyone else is looking at the other way, but I like these moves above the 200 MA. They tend to pay, but we'll see. Things have been pretty, back and forth recently as well. So, $4. What's the risk here? $106. So, I don't like the curving 21, but let's see, man. This plays out more than it doesn't. So I just got to let it do its thing. Got to let it cook, baby. Let it cook. Any last words here in the super chats? Let's take a look and jump on in to the fan funding. Hey, Sam, just want to say thank you. Thank you. God bless you, man. Mr. Price, can you take a look at SUNDOG? I'd actually not. It's a tiny little coin. I don't really want to go, but I love you, man. And I appreciate you. And you asked about 3 things, so I just looked at one, man. I can't do that many. I mean, I guess I could, but it's a lot. It's like kind of breaking the rules over here. Hey, Sam, B3. We did look at B3 before, though. Did it gain any steam? Like, I found it like the day it was coming out, remember? Oh, wow, it did get some pumpage here. Off the bottom, finally. Went from 004 all the way to 006. Got some love. It's breaking above the 200 MA for the first time ever. And it's attempting to make a bit of a flag here on the 1 hour time frame. So I would flag it out. And if it can flag, looks like, and you know, it's kind of like a fun idea there. The attachment to base protocol. You're above the 200 MA. You got this golden cross that just occurred too, which tells me there could be a move here. I remember when he first looked at it too, and we were kind of eyeing it. I was like, what's going on with this? Yeah, you're right. This thing does look like it has some numbers. Wait for that flag to fill out. Could take 6 to 7 hours. But once that flag fills out, this thing could continue to pump. B3 on base, right? And then AAVE, which just continues to seem to do its own thing regardless. But now, like, I mean, shoulder, head, right shoulder. It's just following the whole Bitcoin brigade right now. And then if we look at it here, you got the falling wedges. And you're bouncing off that 618 golden pocket too as well, right? AAVE. You know, some coins are close to bottom. Other coins are like you never know. And it's an open-minded time to really assess the situation of what you're into. Can you handle a 50% con or not? If you can't, then it's like you may have to ask yourself when it's time to bail. If you can, then you let it sit. You let it sail, and you do what you got to do. All right. Bitcoin getting the bounce to the upside here. So far, so good for Bitcoin. Sammy up 5%. I told you I'm the king of 3%. And now we're starting to moan. Mo. And the flag is pumping to the upside after the bounce off the 200. I took a very gutsy idea there. And now we got to break the smooth moving average. The 200 smooth, the SMMA. If we break the smooth, we will continue further to the upside and continue to plow ahead all the way to our next resistance at 81,830 for Bitcoin. Hey, Mr. Price, can you take a look at SUNDOG? Thank you. I kind of don't want to, but I will because you seem pretty cool. And there's my girl, Leia AI. She hasn't gone anywhere. She's still in there hanging out. SUNDOG at a $50 million market cap. Let's take a look at what happened to it recently. Just falling straight to the downside. I'm kind of done and moving on. Bless you, though. I appreciate you. Please don't take it offensive. It's business. All right. So the 4 hour attempted to bounce. The 1 minute, the 5 minute attempting a double bottom. And not much to write home about. It doesn't look like it's like unbelievably amazing. But like the only bullish scenario is somehow, some way you turn this into some falling wedge and you break out of here. And you get a move somewhere, you know, back to the previous highs here. And this makes some type of shallow right shoulder, you know, an inverted head and breaks on to the upside. Well, I mean, I know it's far-fetched right now and it doesn't look amazing. So the idea is that the odds are more likely that we're going to dump than pump. But only time will truly tell. Like, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. But that just looks more bearish than bullish to me. But have faith. Watch your 1 minute time frame. See if the 5 can climb past the 200 MA. 1 minute did it, and it's holding it nicely with a bounce. Now we're getting even more of a bounce there to the upside that is starting to play out even better here for Sammy on the queue. Sammy on the queue. Because we're letting it cook. You know what I mean? Barbecuing. I don't know. I'm trying to make a funny joke, but barbecuing on the queue, you know, ripping to the upside here. 8%, the king of 8% for BTC. So we don't know what's going to happen. You either maintain and you hold for the long haul, or you panic sell. And I'm saying panic sell may not be the worst thing to do, especially when you can see that the market isn't in your favor. we get above the smooth moving average, it's going to start to paint a picture that we are going to bump at least back to 82,800. And it suggests that maybe we did hit a bottom here. And there's just enough people to buy Bitcoin. It's a scarce enough asset that logically people will realize that it's actually underpriced for sure. And when they get it, they're going to be like, man, I can't believe I got it for that amount. So I'm not selling or buying any crypto today or tomorrow, yet Sammy shows have me glued to the screen. You grow, I'll grow. I love you, man. Thank you for being here. And we've had fun today. I mean, we've traded the 1 second earlier. Some guy from Dubai, some whale from Dubai, an Arab, threw me $680 of Arab Emirates money, right? Sorry, Arab Emirates. It was just amazing, right? We've seen ups and downs. We've nailed it. We've got this long cooking now that we just entered that is ripping. So another live trade. We cut off the short at the right time. We would have paid. I showed you how to get it in and make it happen. Now this trade's already up 100 beans. Look, I mean, that's scalable. Move that stop loss to break even. Now you can't lose the trade. And let's see if this thing can cook. And let's cook these shorts, baby. This is what we're doing on a Monday. Wow, this thing is ripping. Let's kind of hang out here. Anybody in a trade ripping with me? If someone says dead, that's the buy signal. I think Solana's dead. I think Casper's dead. I think they're all dead coins. Bitcoin is the thing. Yeah. What a bounce. Great call, Sebby. Hey, just one step at a time. Move the stop right below the smooth moving average. Now you're really taking in the entire thing. You don't have to get this whole bounce, but maybe, you never know. Maybe we caught the bounce today. Look at this. Shoulder, head, right shoulder to the upside for Bitcoin. Sabby cup and head. He comes out again at the last second and swings. Batter all the way to the upside. Hits the green monster. It's going, gone. Sally Price with the bounce off the Tutoring on the 1 minute time frame on a Sunday night. You tell me, folks. You tell me. No love for alts in this market. No love. No love for these coins. I ain't got no love for these coins. I got no love for these coins no more. My mama told me not to care about these coins no more. And you take whatever the market can give you today. I snatch what it's got right there. Bing. And now we're back at basically break even from the previous lows. Probably up a little more. Give me some more. Give me some more. You want some more sats, man? Give me some more. And how about the St. John's rendition to the Nathan Evans song? Oh, Red Storm. That was so cool. They were on Jimmy Fallon. St. John's on Jimmy Fallon, man. My college is blowing up, becoming more famous by the day. And everyone's like, yo, I graduated from St. John. I'm like, no, you didn't. I'm a true Johnny. I was in Queens, man. QB, baby. Jamaica, Queens, man. Right next to where 50 Cent. We were like 10 minutes from the PJ. The PJs were everywhere, really, but we were right near Jamaica, Queens, bro. Like South Jamaica. I'm just telling. I mean, you're 18 years old. You just come out of Boston, and you can do whatever you want, and you're in Queens. Me and my friends. I mean, we were listening to. It was. You can imagine, man. It was crazy. So, but yeah, we made it out alive. We had a good time. Out the jungle, man. Out in New York City, the 5 boroughs. I spent 19 years in New York City, and I came out alive. I met so many people. I was around thousands of people. You get off the train, you see thousands of people a day. Here in Sarasota, I see like people in their cars, and I interact with a couple people. Very different. New York City, I saw thousands of people a day on the train, going in and out. You saw so many stories of so many people and all their faces, and you saw the whole world. You saw old Indian ladies, fat Italian guys, big Irish guys, jacked people, small people, tall people. You just saw so many people every single day, all walks of life. You got to see America. You got to see the world. Right near my house in Jackson Heights, where I lived, it was the multicultural center of the world. More people spoke more languages in a square mile than anywhere in the world, from Hindu to, there was a yak restaurant, right? A Himalayan yak. There was Ethiopian food. There was Indian food, Chinese, Filipinos, Mexicans, you know what I mean? It was just a mixing Irish, the mixing pot of the world. You had the Irish bars. Woodside was a pretty cool place to be. Woodside, Queens. Yeah. So now you want to see if this flag can continue to the upside here. It's looking interesting. Looking like a long position may play out with a stop on the other side of that 200 May. That would take you to 83,651. And the stop loss would be at about 80,874 for Bitcoin. So are we done with Bitcoin? Is it cooked beyond belief? I don't know, honestly. I firmly believe that they're going to print money over time in the next 10 years. And Bitcoin right now, buying a Bitcoin at 60, 80,000 is like buying Bitcoin when it was 3,000. Like, there's still so much ground to cover, so much more for Bitcoin to do. I'm excited to see where it's going in the future and what could happen to Bitcoin. So I'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time, one moment at a time, one candle at a time for BTC. Because you just never know. But the markets have spoken. And so I'm going to get back to this long here. I like this flag. Looks like it may take a nice move to the upside for Bitcoin. So watch this flag with a pump back to 83,684 for BTC. 83,651. 80,074 for Bitcoin. The greatest cryptocurrency in the game that ever existed in the world, Bitcoin. Think about it. It's a megabit. We just called it a bit and we put coin on it, called it a Bitcoin. And that changed the whole world. Just the name Bitcoin. What is it really? It's digital space. It's digital property. It's digital scarcity. It's an experiment on digital scarcity. And I think the experiment is just getting started. Only 4% of the entire world holds Bitcoin or something, I think. So I see so much more adoption coming for Bitcoin, and it's just getting started. And it's still a pretty scarce asset. Such good food from St. Pete to Tampa. Yeah. Originally from Bayside and Whitestone. I know Bayside. I know Bayside because you got Bell Boulevard over there, right? You got Slate. You got some bars there, too. What was that Bell bar there? Something bar everyone used to go to over there. But had some crazy nights over there, too. I remember. It was a lot of drunkenness in Queens, man. I was just drunk all the time. I regret that. A lot of drunken nights. My buddy got his head kicked in, his earring stolen. I got, crazy stuff. I was in a bar and we jumped down. The guy threw my buddy into the tank. There was an iguana tank. It cracked and there was a giant iguana. It was just insane, man. Crypto's been so busy living in the crypto space, it doesn't know how to live in the political environment too. Not just yet. Yeah, so Titus, every single coin got wrecked. That's what they do. They wreck them. I see you prepping for that grill. Amen. Thank you, Stack. Sam was hiding behind surfboards. Funny. Bitcoin is energy. Amen. Yeah, someone he's like, we live in a year where everything is in a bullish about Bitcoin and people are calling a bear market. So anyway, can this thing pump to the upside? Looking like it may. We're headed back to 83,000. We called that bounce off the 1 minute right there and got busy. We showed you how to collect and scalp, make $100 in under 5 minutes. Let's see if we can do it again and get a bigger pump further to the upside here for Bitcoin. Looking pretty good as we break above what's called the smooth moving average here. And the 21's curving. Now when the 21 curves above the 200 and you make the flag, that's a continuation pattern. That's a bull flag. 68% of the time, that's going to continue to pump to the upside here for Bitcoin or any asset that you're trading. This is trading 101. So if this pumps, I wouldn't be surprised if we got a pump here. Even it is a treacherous Sunday night. I mean, you just got to play by the rules somewhat after a mass liquidation. Boom. Let's get that pumpage back all the way up there. Join the Crypto Lifer and the BITUNIX community. Thank you, Sean. If you want to jump on into BITUNIX, we have an amazing link right there. Sign up today. All right. We're doing an awesome exclusive where, you know, if you put in a certain amount, you get back some. If you trade a certain amount of volume, you get back some. And if we all overall trade a bigger volume together, we get pretty big prizes like a Rolex and 20,000. So, hey, check it out if you want to jump on in, add to the volume. We'll have some fun together trading BITUNIX. And I'll be trading it throughout the week. You'll see me open some trades and have some fun on BITUNIX. Shout out to Hyper Sniper. Thank you. God bless you, man. Well, I could learn a thing or two from you. You got yourself a sub. Thank you so much, man. If you watch what I did, you should learn what I'm doing. And you can see how I was able to find that gain pretty fast, right? And that is my signal that happens day in and day out all the time. I'm loving BITUNIX. It's hip, slick, and cool. Thank you. I think it is too. Yeah. Just looking out for the crew. God bless Boss Crew Todd of the house. Thank you so much for being here. We do have to get friend to Sarasota. 100%. But we're moving to Tampa. That's the thing. Yeah. 10 BPS is amazing. I know, right? Thank you. I should have done it a long time ago, right? I saw a guy, he had a license plate that said bad DNS today. I thought that was funny. If you're a nerd like me. All right. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Bellico X. Shout out to GF Berg, Boss Crouton, all the awesome people here on the live. Ellen Ulick featuring Wick 589, Maniac Z, Brenbo 2000, King of Kings, the official Dapper, D8DB. I like that. Jay Bella, Renee Reyes. What do you think other countries start announcing the Bitcoin reserve every single day now? What will they wait on? John Legend in the house. Thank you, John. Brett 2 cents in the house. XRP, please, says ONDO Pancho. And so now you're just going to watch this tight price action as it getting tighter, as it is getting tighter and tighter before, you know, some type of move here. Take us higher. Up only. Someone said XRP, please, from ONDO. ONDO Pancho. That's funny. XRP. I suggest it would just follow Bitcoin to probably be dumping. Yeah, and it's in like kind of a falling wedge here. And almost like it had a fake out, broke back inside the pattern. So yeah, I'm just looking for it to come and hang out, go up and down a little bit, bounce off that 200 MA and get busy again. Looks like it could do it. Is it going to enter a multi-year bear market with a shoulder, a head, and some right shoulders? It could be a head and shoulder pattern too that dumps to the downside. Starts to dump now, but that would take it all the way to 69 cents. As long as the daily stays above the 200 MA, we're okay. See, to me, it's about this yellow line on the daily time frame. If we can stay above that, then so be it. And right now, it looks like we're going to get a bounce off the bottom of the trend line, which is nowhere near there, and we have some supportive resistance. So far, so good for XRP. And you'd have to assume we could get somewhere up to about, I don't know, $3.89, $4 at one point. That's a double up from here. Yeah. Sammy, do you do the Peter Griffin voice?
Yeah, Lois, I think I'm gonna grow a beard. Hey, Peter, go to your room. Hey, Chris, go to your room. Hey, my name's Peter Griffin. That's right. I do the voice of Peter on Family Guy. Hey, you didn't know? Hey, I'm not supposed to let everybody know, but that's what I do. Hey, everybody, I go to the bar. I'm at Quahog. I like to drink beer, and I watch the Crypto Lifer. I tell Chris to do the crypto thing, but he puts all his money in those cards. I don't know what he's doing. Playing with the pogs all day long. Chris, get out of here. You're a mess. I love my wife, Lois, because she's the best. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to grow a beard.
So, do you guys see financial products coming out? The Bitcoins. We all here in this mess now. We sure will win when things back up. You know, there's going to be bounces. It's never down forever. So there will be bounces. At one point, we will bounce. All right. Yeah, I know, right? Shame on that guy. Wash your belly button, Chris. All right, buddy. So XRP looking pretty nice. If it could just get this bounce. And then we left you kind of watching this flag for Bitcoin that looks bullish. So I may flip my tune here. And I did catch a long back to the upside. Target takes us to 83,651 for Bitcoin. And wow, we got a full house here. Can we get 1,000 likes? Thank dear Lord for all the likes. We did have 670 beautiful likes here on the live, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. But you know, why not 1,000 people to hit that like button? It would only make sense to get 1,000 people to hit that like button. May God bless each and every one of you for doing so. May God bless you, and thank you so much for being awesome. And you know, and who did hit the like button? Karma's coming your way. And that's the classiest thing you ever did. It will come back to you tenfold. So thank you to everyone who did hit that like button. And may God bless you all for doing so. Boom, boom, boom. Still hitting bully div with a 3-day. We can go to 60K and it will still be there. Yeah, I agree with you. I was saying that earlier too. So you're a smart man. You know what you're talking about, Jake Jones. Yeah. We got SPR. Texas may be next. I know, right? Everyone likes saying the SBR. We got the SBR. How many SBR? SBR. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. The SBR. I am the SBR. Thank you, Sam. Millions and millions of times over. Brett 2 cents. Thank you, man, for being awesome, everyone. Without Brett, and you're awesome for you saying, for without awesome people like you writing comments like that make me want to come back for more, how would I do the show time and time again? Without people like Margaret Ness, who has been so special and beautiful since the second she joined the trading group and took the the group session, she's amazing. I can just feel her energy. She's been awesome. Sam, how long did it take you to get profitable? And could you give any advice for beginner in general? Good vibes and love from Germany. You know, to treat it like you're just learning it instead of trying to make money, and say, hey, I'm going to master this skill and get good at it, instead of just trying to find a way to make money. Eventually, you're going to master the skill and the money is going to come together, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. Sammy, your resilience is while you'll always be successful, it's no surprise when others fold, you maintain the course. God bless you. Thank you so much. You got to stay the course, man. And again, if I keep moving, there'll be more capital. If there's more capital, there'll be more, there'll be more opportunity for me to invest. And so I just got to keep moving and keep grinding. And so everything else will pan out over time as long as I don't stop, baby. And God helps me do that. I believe in God, and I believe that there is a higher power helping me do what I got to do. And I just got to stay the course, stay strong no matter what, and keep pushing. What do you think of trading PAXG, BTC? I was talking about just the other day. You know, I think it's a great idea. I think you're cool about it. I like it. PAXG, BTC, they got it on Kraken and Binance. Not everywhere, though. Well, look, it is beating up on Bitcoin. You broke the 200 MA there. So gold, you know, and Bitcoin continue to dump. Gold would have a little bit of a rally there against BTC. And yeah, I've always thought it to be a solid idea. I'm not calling that right now, though. There could be some, you know, we don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. You can see Bitcoin's flagging out already here in this ascending triangle. And it's got two triangles. See that? That says you're going back to about 83,700 for Bitcoin. That would be a great move, right? I'd be able to cake off real fast there. And that's like a trade I'd take on like a Tuesday morning or afternoon. I mean, it seems like we have some volume here and some liquidity to play with that we normally don't have on us. Yeah, I guess Sunday night it does have the volatility though. I usually don't trade it. So they've gotten a little scarce, but they still got all the liquidity down to 70K, suggesting we are going to dump. The daily is still below that 200 MA. Don't get too enticed by my small time frame shenanigans here. All right, we got to make sure the daily stays above key levels. We got to maintain. So I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I hope it was everything you ever wanted it to be. I hope you had a good time this weekend. We did 4 shows this weekend. I don't know how we did it, but we got through every single show. We had a blast. It was actually fun. We had a lot to learn, and I got through a lot. Shout out to everyone that hit me with a super chat today. May God bless you. What the guy that gave me $650 in super chat money this morning? Unbelievable. So it just shows, keep showing up, keep doing what you're doing. You never know what can happen or what's coming your way, everybody. I love you. I appreciate you, and just keep fighting no matter what. You've got this. You can. You will. You are the best, baby. And only time will tell what could happen into the future. We must stay strong, but yes, the altcoins taking a bit of a beat down, and they may go lower. There may be some lower times, There may be some lower times. Everyone is just calm. We're blessed to be alive by the grace of God. Enjoy the dump, pump, whatever it is. Thank you, God, for everything. Amen. And as you kind of learn and get older, that starts to make more sense, because it's easier to be grateful for things after years and years of seeing things not pan out. And then when things do, you're very grateful for them. So I love you all. Shout out to Stack McChange in the house. Shout out to Master Friend, GF Burke, everyone that makes this show amazing. Jamie, Sean, Jay, the editor, Lakochi Coker, Love Learning, Rave Song Records, Crypto Billy, and the entire crew. Everybody, we love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you tomorrow morning for another beautiful, amazing, and absolutely awesome live stream. Everyone, I love you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.